Hello. Grand rising. Beautiful souls. Beautiful friends. Hanging out with my friend Wisteria today. It's just like such an amazing plant. So feels good to hang out here today. I was gonna go hang out with the lilacs, but my neighbor is hammering today, so you might hear a little bit of hammering in the background. And but you know, I always look at everything as being part of the field. It's all part of myself, us. So that hammering is probably the sound of my heart. Because today, what I want to talk about is authentic sharing. Sharing from the heart. And hang on, I'm just gonna have a little drink. Sometimes that can feel a little bit scary. Excuse me. Gotta clear the old throat chakra for this one. So, as you know, I always ask for a message when I'm going into the dream time on Sunday night before I come on here on Monday morning. And I don't remember exactly what my dreams were about, but I do remember the word share. Hi, James. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, share. And I was blessed to take some courses through Landmark. Landmark is a pretty amazing organization, and I learned a lot from Landmark about integrity, showing up, doing what I say by when I say I'm going to do it. And I learned a lot about authentic sharing, because we got to experience what it felt like having ourselves and other people in the group stand up and share honest truth from the heart. And that is actually one of the biggest gifts that we have to give. And it is extremely powerful to share authentically what's really going on for us. So I'm not surprised that there's so much hammering and noise going on around me today, because it takes some courage to authentically share. Social media, this platform that we're on, it can be a lot about looking good, trying to be right, trying to look good. Hello, airplane. And authentic sharing is a remedy for that. Like, who are we when we're not trying to look good, when we're not trying to impress, when we're not putting on masks? Masks of inauthenticity, sharing how we really feel, and pretending that things are okay when they're not, pretending that you know, the classic line, how are you doing? Oh, I'm good. I'm good. I'm fine. These are all things that we know can be inauthentic, but they're kind of the currency of our culture. It's pretty important that we just say, I'm fine. Oh, I'm good. There's nothing wrong over here. And I'm reminded of a story that I heard once where somebody asked someone from, it was someone who had emigrated, I think, from Tibet. This is how I remember the story going anyway. And that they asked this person, what is the difference between Canada, where I live, or Western culture, and Tibet? And this person replied that in Tibet, everything is going on out in the open. People's emotions are right there on the street. Here, here, you have the same emotions, but you hide it all behind your closed doors. So I found that story very profound, and it stayed with me. Excuse me again. I might have to do a bit of coughing because I'm clearing my throat here in choosing to come on and share authentically. So I'm not just going to share stories about other people. Today I'm going to share about myself, because that's what Spirit told me to do today. So I'm going to let you know some things about me. So first thing that I want you to know is that I sometimes deal with anxiety. There was a lot of that this past week. I was waking up feeling very anxious. Sometimes I wonder if it's me, and sometimes I wonder if it's the collective, because I'm very empathic. So that's the question that comes in. But regardless, it's still anxiety that I need to deal with myself. So, even if it is the collective, it's still occurring in my body. So it's something that I need to look at and process. So that's why I spend a lot of time in my garden, because it helps me a lot to get my hands dirty and to connect my electromagnetic system to the electromagnetic system of Mother Earth. Just like people talk about grounding and grounding sheets and all that stuff. I find it really healing to connect with Mother Earth. It helps to just offload some of these feelings. And the other thing that I wanted to share is that I'm definitely not sure of myself every day. The number of times I have wanted to just leave Facebook and walk away from all of this are countless. So I'm here to share that today. I've had things happen in the last little while where I felt like, why am I doing this? And life would be a lot easier. And yet I feel this sense of responsibility. And my feeling of responsibility is what keeps me here. Feeling like my responsibility to myself, to Spirit, and also to you. And sometimes it feels heavy. Sometimes it's a lot to carry. And there are times I wish I could just turn it all off and walk away and just kind of go back to doing life with just me. So, yeah, that's something else I learned from Landmark. It's called being in my act. And my act is, screw you, I'm going to do it myself. That's my personal act. So just sharing that that's my go-to when things feel hard, is to isolate. So I'm sharing this because I know that what we're actually doing is we're moving into the new earth as a collective. We're moving as a group forward. So this impulse that I have to isolate and be alone is actually the opposite of what's needed, and I know it. So, hi Kim. Yeah, so that's part of what I wanted to let you know today, is that, yeah, sometimes this all feels like a lot to me, and there's a lot of times where I just want to turn everything off and go into my little hermit cave and shut out the world. Go into my little garden and pretend that it's just me, and to isolate myself. And I feel that Spirit asked me to come on and talk about the power of sharing authentically today, to invite you into this same conversation. What would it be like to speak your whole truth without masking, without pretending that everything's okay, without saying, I'm fine. How are you? I'm fine. I'm fine. There's over 70 active volcanoes and the Schumann resonance is over 90, but I'm fine. I'm really fine. I want to tell you another story. I went out to the forest on Wednesday. I really needed to get out to the forest. Hi, Scott. I went to the forest because I really needed to fill my eyes with the color green. I needed Mother Earth to take my burdens off of my shoulders. And that was one of those days when I felt like leaving Facebook and not doing any of this anymore, giving up. I deal with that a lot because it hasn't always been easy. You know, the first 4 years I ran this page by myself and it was totally quiet, and I just did it all like a little ghost in the background, and that was my comfort zone. Spirit was telling me for a long time that I should make videos, and all I could do was think about how I could do that without being in front of the camera, because I was so nervous about that. And then one day it just came in that I had to do it, and so I started to do it. So sometimes it's not about thinking about it or trying to figure it out. It's just about listening. That's kind of what helps me the most, is that when Spirit talks to me and I get a very clear directive, that if I just do what I'm told, then usually things work out. But I had a lot to overcome to get myself in front of the camera like this. I'm naturally a relatively, I wouldn't say I'm a shy person, but I definitely like to be behind the scenes. So it took a lot for me to actually get in front of the camera. And so I was out for a walk in the forest, just me and my dog, being by myself, which is definitely my comfort zone. And I ran into a friend who I haven't seen in a while. And we exchanged the usual niceties. Our dogs met each other. It was like a moment of hello in the forest, and we were parting ways, and I was about to carry on. And she turned to me and she said, "Hey, I want to let you know that those videos you're making, they really help people. And even though I don't get on there all the time, I just want you to know that I think what you're doing is a good thing." And clearly that stayed with me. Here I am talking about it several days later. And it made a huge difference, because there I was out there isolating myself, removing myself from this world to be alone. And then I run into somebody on the trail who gives me a message that I really needed to hear. So that's what authentic sharing can do. It can change somebody's day, and it can change the trajectory that somebody is on. So I feel that that's why Spirit asked me to come on here and talk about the power of authentic sharing today. Hello, Rhonda. Because when we share from our hearts, it transforms the world around us. I also know a lot about masking because of my own neurodivergence and learning about how much I have spent most of my life masking my true self. And I'll tell you another really good story about that. So when I was discovering about masking, and I was like, whoa, one day I was like, that's it, I'm not masking anymore. And then I was driving somewhere and I got pulled over for speeding, and I was trying to be authentic with the police officer. It didn't go very well. So my takeaway from that was that masking is actually appropriate in certain situations. And I'm still on this journey of taking off the masks of pretending to be on top of things, someone who's got my shit together. I poop in a group. I don't want to pretend anymore that everything is fine, that, you know, I somehow have it together because I'm sitting here. I don't know, like, I'm done with that old world. I have this beautiful little bumblebee buzzing above me, bringing me some healing. And as I've been talking, my throat has been clearing more and more. So I want to thank you for being my sacred witness today, for receiving my words with what I know as loving kindness and care in your hearts. Thank you for being, all of you, for being a safe place to land, to share my authentic truth that sometimes life is really hard for me. And I just kind of have to keep putting one foot in front of the other and keep showing up. The number of times I have wanted to quit and disappear, I can't even count. So that's my authentic truth today. I'm sharing it with you because that's today's prime directive. Speak from my heart. And it's because of you that I keep going. And I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where we're going. All I know is that what's the most important to me is to hold a place of peace and love in my heart, because I think that is how we create the new earth. It's not about imagining peace out there. It's about creating peace in here. And I don't have peace in here unless I'm being honest. If I'm pretending, then I don't really have real authentic peace. So I want to thank you for your listening today. Thank you for holding my truth with care, because I can feel it. I love you very much. And I really feel like I would like to encourage you to also share your authentic truth, because actually there's nothing more powerful than our authenticity. It's something I heard recently. Somebody made a cool video and they said that we think that peace and love are actually the highest vibration, but they're not. Authenticity is the highest vibration. Being real. Being real. I think you can see the bee. So maybe we can do a little meditation today. Just a short one. I'm going to invite you to keep your eyes open again today. Because when it's about being real, it's not about disappearing into ourselves. It's about being present. Maybe put a hand on your heart. And take a few breaths together. Breathing in. Authentic breath. Breathing out. Authentic breath. There are no layers of inauthenticity with the breath. It's just real air in and real air out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Feeling how the breath just brings us right into the present moment every single time. When we actually become aware of our breathing, There's nowhere else to be. Dropping right into the here and now. Taking in your surroundings with your senses. The sounds, the sights, your sense of touch, smells, tastes if you have one. Getting fully present. And drop your awareness into your heart. And gaze into your heart for what truths are written there. And if there are any that need to be spoken out loud, to be shared authentically, see what is written on your heart. And you are welcome to share your authentic truth in the comments if you feel moved to do that. If it's a truth that needs to be spoken to someone, if it's a truth for yourself that wants to be written down, if it's something that wants to be expressed through art and creativity, is there something that is yearning for your attention? Is there anywhere where you're being inauthentic that is ready to be released with love for others and for yourself? And make a commitment to yourself for your well-being to be authentic, to be unapologetically yourself. Because there's no one else that we came here to be. We came here to be exactly who we are in this time. And we are allowed to share who we are. And if fear comes up, notice it. If shame comes up, notice it. Whatever emotions come up, the impulse to hide, just look at it and say, I see you. There you are. And I'm pretty sure they're not new. They're probably something that's been around for a while. So they're familiar. And just say, I see you. And I'm going to be authentic anyway. Because that's what I'm here for. There's no reason to hide. And there's no place to hide. Except maybe in the flowers. And really feel the freedom that starts to arise when we make a commitment to our own authenticity. To feel those layers of whatever has been holding us down, just gently lifting off, allowing themselves to be seen, acknowledged, to acknowledge their validity, because the fear, the shame, the hiding, these are all things that have kept us safe. So we can also thank them for all the gifts that they have given to us, for bringing us to this place in our lives. They have kept us safe. They've done their job. And now, do we really still need them? Sometimes just like me with the police officer. Oh yeah, I actually needed my mask. Sometimes they are useful. And sometimes they're not. Sometimes we've just been in holding patterns of hiding for so long we don't remember what it's like to be ourselves. And so this is your invitation, a gentle coaxing you out of the shadows. To set yourself free, to be your whole authentic self, to tell the truth about who you are, how you're feeling, and what you need. As we all grow in our authenticity, we all rise. So do it for yourself and set yourself free. Thank you for being with me today. If you haven't already, you can gently bring yourself back to this world. And I want you to know that if there's ever anything that you really need to share with me, I'm here to listen. And I want to be a safe space for you to be authentic, even if all you need to do is to practice. I welcome authenticity. It's my favorite thing. I love it when people are real. And I love the feeling of spaciousness that comes when people share their authentic truth and create a clearing in the conversation so that we can start to talk about new things instead of things that people have been holding on to. I feel that it's time to let go of those things that have kept us tightly bound. Let's set ourselves free. I love you very much. Thanks for being with me today. And have a wonderful day. I'm cheering you on. Get out there, share authentically, be your whole self, because you are truly beautiful. And you make a difference. And the birds agree. How would we feel if they kept their song to themselves? Oh, the world would be less beautiful. You're just like them. You have a song to sing, so sing it. Have a beautiful day, my friends. Bye for now.